Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of World Builder. So, back here again doing the voiceover for this. So, this episode we're doing planning for the village that we're going to put on this island. Just so we can have an idea of where we're putting stuff and how it's going to fit in with the rest of everything that we're gonna be building. So I'm using that, I think that's light gray concrete along the outside edge for walls, and the little circles represent where towers are going to go. Just little towers to add a bit more to the walls and stuff. Yeah, last episode, I think it went over pretty well. I got a whopping 0 comments, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, early episodes here probably not gonna be too heavy on the audience response stuff, but later, I'm hoping anyway. Hopefully this will gain enough traction for me to be able to do Q&As and other stuff like that. But, oh well. So, I'm doing the red for the path here. Trying to make it come in through towers. Any of the double towers are going to be kind of like a gateway, where I'll have like an opening where I can go in and out of the village itself. And that little internal wall is going to be like sectioning off like the keep part of the village from the rest of it. So that's how that's going to work. And now I'm going around and connecting up the paths. Nice and easy. Sort of, making adjustments and whatnot as I go along. Yeah, I think the village will turn out pretty well. No idea what I'm doing now. I'm kind of like wandering around. The heck? Am I planning or something internally? Moving around in circles? That's fun. I like moving around in circles. It's a pretty interesting experience. And there we go. I think I was just thinking about it. So, what I ended up doing, I'm recording this voiceover after I've already recorded the building for the next episode, so I can kind of explain what I'm thinking now about what I know I ended up doing. The little cliff area on the left side toward the middle, where the two bump things come out, and I eventually end up just turning that, I take away the side things, push it back, and make a cliff, and underneath the cliff I have like a dock area thing, and I expand the river and stuff too, and I think it works pretty well. So, path looks pretty close to done. I don't think I added too much more on it at this point, though I might have added more on it later. But I don't know. Yeah, adding little bits. That blue thing is supposed to be like an alleyway, like between two building areas, but eventually I replace that. You can also see now I'm cutting away at the dock, at the area for the dock, mainly just to remind myself, like, hey, this is what I want to do here, even though I don't end up doing it in this episode, because city planning is more important. Because if you don't plan your city, you can't do anything else with your city. And why would you want to not do anything else with your city? Because, I generally don't plan builds, but I find it works a lot better when I plan stuff, so I know what type of building I'm putting where. I can design areas better, make all the pathways connect, and the houses fit in areas before I actually build the whole city, so that I don't end up with like having to make houses ridiculously large or small to fill space. I'm using the yellow there to outline where the houses will go, and now that I'm watching this again, I'm probably going to have to change some of these because they look kind of big, but oh well. We'll see. The little square areas that like in that house, the third one I built, they're supposed to be like market stalls or storage areas, because the villagers would theoretically have little side shops next to their house. I think, anyway. I think it makes sense. Even though I do eventually end up building a different marketplace, but oh well. We've already, um, the house is going to have their own shops, and there can be independent merchant markets as well. It's okay. It doesn't matter. At least not to me. It might to someone else. Though if someone gets offended by the fact that I'm making houses with side markets, then I don't know why they're even here. Like, you'd be great for Tumblr, I guess, but not here. Yeah. More terraforming going on as I make everything fit nice and well. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Kind of hard to do a voiceover for this. Like, it's a lot more difficult than I figured it would actually end up being. Because, I mean, there's not really much to mention. I mean, I built another house, but, like, you can see that. I think, yeah, I expanded the path. Once I start doing, like, weird stuff, and the dock episode, especially the next one, there's a lot of stuff I do in that I feel like could use a bit more explaining. But the house I'm building now, it's like multi-layered, and the bottom part will have like storage and stuff underneath it, and the two layers are for like housing. I think that'll look pretty nice. Yeah. My plan is the yellow squares will be where the walls are. Any like pillars for depth or whatever that I want to add will go on the corners of that. And I do that at some point. I like build the corners for one of the houses, just to see kind of how it fits in with the rest of the path. Because I want to make the path like 3-ish blocks constantly all around, so it doesn't feel too cramped. And I'm building a diagonal house here because why not? Fills the space, even though it'll look really weird, I think. But it doesn't look too bad, I guess. Though it does fit in kind of well, so I'll give it that. But it's still really weird, and I think it'll be quite a challenge for me to figure out how to make it work the way that I want it to work. But you know, oh well. I'll deal with the difficulties, and we'll see what happens in the end. Like watching the video as it's playing, and there's like a time thing on the bottom that is not lined up with where I think it should be. It's really strange, and I don't understand why, but I guess it is kind of lined up. I know it still looks kind of weird. So, yeah, I changed the blue out for red to make actual paths, and I added in blue to represent alleyways in there. Because those alleyways are much smaller than I want the path itself to be. The blue is like a 2 or 1 wide area, where the red is like 3. So, that's kind of my reasoning for that. Can't fill every space with a building. See, I added another one in there, kind of like that, yeah. And build another house. Sort of. A double square thing. I don't really know why I made it like that. It should just be one thing, but okay. Another diagonal type house there. So, I think I'll build it soonish, maybe. I had a lot of trouble figuring out what I wanted to do with the rest of the village, because making just houses gets kind of old really fast. And you want to add some variation to it. There are a lot of things that I didn't think of that would be in a town. Because mostly I was thinking like shops. Everything is a shop. You can't have everything has to be a shop. So I overlooked some pretty obvious things like an inn. I didn't plan on building an inn, but now an inn seems like a pretty good idea. Like a tavern type thing also would be a good idea, because I didn't build that either. I didn't build anything like that, and a tavern could fit really well. Those are two things. I might make like a stable area. Yeah, I'm using green there to represent like market area, and the little brown circle is going to be like a statue or something, or like an idol of some kind. And the blue, I think that's going to be a farm, like a small wheat carrot or grapevine farm type thingy-majig. So that's the plan for that. Um, yeah, I think that was gonna be a farm too. I tried adding in a church, but it kind of just looks really weird. um, and I don't know how a desert church would look, so I'll just think of something, I guess, when I end up building it. And hopefully it doesn't look too terrible. Yeah. Haven't built it yet, though. Still just walking around in circles doing who knows what. Placing blocks, filling stuff in, thinking. Yeah, I'm probably just thinking right now about, like, what the heck do I want to build here? And then I fill in the area. You know, I originally, I have B-Dub's Building World downloaded on my computer, just like inspiration and whatnot. I can get it from his world because he's a much better builder than I am. But I have it downloaded, and I was like, before I got into the game, I was like, ooh, I should load up World Edit and Optifine before I get into this, so I can just jump right into my world. And so I go in the B-Dub's world and I play, and I look around for a bit and see what he does and how I can use that to improve on my stuff. And then I get into here and forgot that I already had World Edit and Optifine on. So I had it on the entire time and didn't use it to fill in areas or take areas away because I forgot I had it or didn't have it on. Because I forgot I had it on. Yeah, that. And then I exited out of the game and it was like, Forge, Optifine, 5 mods loaded, 5 mods active. I was like, oh, yeah, that. I did that first. Anyway, we're coming up on close to the end of the video, so the blue is going to be farming areas, and I add some more market stalls in, but I'm kind of leaving this here, I guess. If you like, subscribe, if you enjoy, leave a comment, any feedback after me, and I'll see all of you later. Bye.